Townstar is adding 2 new NFTs that will be on the Gala game store on July 17, 2023. These are the Green Forge and the Arcane Ring. I'm going to talk about their utility, sale details, and then share my thoughts. None of this is financial advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions. You don't need any NFTs to actually win anything in Townstar, but they do give you an advantage in the competitions. I'm going to start off by talking about the Green Forge. This is a rare NFT. It's an NFT building, so you can place it in your town. Very similar to the in-game Forge, but it has added benefits. So the Green Forge will not cast any dirty or shade. You'll be able to place it immediately like other NFT objects. In addition, whenever it's crafting metals like copper, silver, and gold, you will not need any wood to craft those metals, just the ore. And the worker comes with a unique ability where it will attempt to deliver the finished product to a nearby building like a wire mill or a foundry that needs that metal. If there are no buildings that need that metal, once it's done crafting the product, it would just deliver the product to a warehouse like a normal forge worker would. There will be 1,500 in supply in the Gala game store, but only 750 will be sold initially. The price for these is $60. That is a discounted price until the competition ends. Afterwards, it will be $90 regular price. Then there's the Arcane Ring. This is an epic NFT. It's like an NFT decoration, so you do have to place it in your town, but it's only going to take up a quarter of the space. What this one does is whenever it's placed in your town, it will increase the storage capacity of all the ore storages and jewelry stores in your town by 20. It'll also remove the shade that they cast, and it'll let you build these ore storages and jewelry stores immediately. There's not going to be any build requirements. You're not going to have to wait around for them to build. So it's going to act like an unlimited amount of ore storage and jewelry store NFTs. The increased storage capacity can save you space from not needing to place down so many storages, and the fact that they don't cast any shade can help you out in some situations. They have mentioned that the arcane artifacts have a max of 4 stacks and they are all shared. At the moment, there are the arcane earrings and the arcane rings, and there are still 2 more arcane artifacts that we do not know about. What this means is if you have 4 of these arcane rings, they will stack, so it will give you a total of an 80 capacity increase to your ore storage and jewelry stores. But that means you won't be able to use any other arcane artifacts. So if you have 4 rings and 1 of the earrings, it's only going to take in the effects of the first 4 you place. So there is a stackable limit of 4, and it's not per individual artifact, it's for all the artifacts combined. There's going to be 300 in supply in the Gala game store, but only 200 in initial supply. They're going to cost $90 until the competition ends. Afterwards, they will be at $120 regular price. Both of these NFTs are purchasable with Town, Gala, and credit card, and there is no transaction limit, so you can purchase as many as you would like to in the same transaction. Here's the NFT artwork for the Green Forge. Here is what the building looks like in game, and here is the NFT artwork for the Arcane Ring. Now I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions about these NFTs. I am going to base it off the price points, starting off with the Green Forge. So that one's going to go for $60. I think it provides a good amount of utilities. The thing is, in a jewelry build, you are going to use a lot of forges, so one single forge NFT is not going to help a whole lot in the big picture, but it does give you the ability to place it close to your panning sites, and you won't have to worry about casting any negative effects towards them. So it does give you that ability to work with your build layout better and make use of space that you probably couldn't have used before. The thing about the Green Forge is that it's meta specific, so it's only really going to help you with the jewelry crafting chain. The only good thing is that when it comes to the jewelry crafting chain, you pretty much need a forge. It's like an essential building, similar to how windmills are essential when it comes to the food crafting chain, since they can craft flour, sugar, and salt. The Green Forge, or the forge in general, needs to craft the metals to actually make the jewelry. So you can look at it like that. It is meta specific, but it's pretty much like an essential building for that production chain. The problem is that this doesn't really open up many rush strategies. You can't just craft copper or silver and sell those for a decent amount of cash. We don't know what gold will sell for, so we don't know if that's going to be a viable rush strategy. The only rush strategy that I can think of as of right now is if you get a Green Forge and a coppersmith and you're able to rush to copper jump rings. Those will sell for an okay amount of cash, but when you compare it to other NFT rush strategies like Milk Rush using the fancy milk barns. It's a cheaper alternative and you actually end up making more cash doing a Milk Rush with a fancy milk barn than you do with the Green Forge and the Coppersmith together. Overall, it's not a bad NFT. It has a good amount of utility when it comes to the jewelry crafting chain, so it's going to help you out there. But in general, you're probably not going to use it outside of that. I am personally not planning on getting one of these myself. I think there are better NFT alternatives out there. As for the Arcane Ring, this utility really interests me. It's very similar to the Diamond Warehouse or Supreme Storehouse, that diamond utility as we call it, where it doubles the capacity of all these storages. Since it's adding 20 to a storage that already has a capacity of 20, it's essentially like doubling it. And it also takes away its shade. But not just that, you can pretty much have an unlimited amount of ore storage and jewelry stores. It doesn't seem to have a set limit, and since you can instantly build them and they'll all have the effect applied, you could have 10 storages if you wanted to. Not sure why you would, but you could. So it feels like you're getting an unlimited amount of ore storage and jewelry store NFTs just by having this one single Arcane Ring NFT. Since I own and use a Green Dragon Express, I need to sell items in batches of 25, so that means I need a lot of storage capacity. So this Arcane Ring would definitely help me out. It would save me a couple of spots and I won't need to worry about running out of storage, at least when it comes to ore and jewelry. With that being said, I'm strongly considering getting one of these Arcane Ring NFTs and using it for myself. I do think if you have a Green Dragon Express NFT and storage capacity is an issue for you, this NFT will help you out a lot. For those of you who don't use the Green Dragon Express NFT, it'll still help you out, but not as much. Clearly, maybe it'll save you 1 or 2 spots, but it is a pretty big difference when you compare it to players who use the Green Dragon Express. It could save them 3 or 4 spots possibly. Unlike the Green Forge, which I don't think it's going to sell out, this Arcane Ring might possibly sell out. Like, since there's only going to be 200 in initial supply, I do think there are at least 200 people that play and use a Green Dragon Express that might also consider picking this up. So there is a possibility of it selling out. Since there will be a total of 300 in supply in the Gala game store, they will eventually restock it, put in 100 more, but the price for the restocked Arcane Rings will be higher. That's all I wanted to say about these NFTs. So if you found this information helpful or informative, feel free to like the video, leave a comment with any questions or feedback you may have. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so. If you're planning on purchasing any of these NFTs and you want to help support the channel, you can check out the links in the description of the video. As always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.